Hello everyone, welcome to my class. So in last class we were discussed formal organization and its features, advantages as well as few disadvantages. So today I am going to explain the second organization, that is informal organization. The network of social groups based on friendships which emerge on its own natural manner within the formal organization is called informal organization. In simple terms, informal organization means if an organization does not follow any kind of rules and regulations or does not follow any kind of pattern of behavior or the channels of communication, so such organizations we call it as informal organization. For example, A may be superior to B, but in informal organizations. So both are very good friends. Okay. So because of that friendship, so such groups give some psychological satisfactions to the employees. So that kind of organizations we call it as informal organizations. I'll give another example. For example, students use some polite words or formal words while interacting with teachers or lecturers, right? So the same students use some informal words while interacting with their friends. So that is the difference between formal and informal, right? So in an organization, if you not follow any kind of rules and regulations or the not following any kind of pattern of behavior, or there is no position of job positions, or there is no relationship between superior to subordinate, that kind of organizations we call it as informal organization. Next we'll move on to features of informal organization. Features of informal organization. The first one is origination. So it will origin from the formal organizations, or it originates within a formal organizations as a result of personal interaction among themselves. That is called origination. Okay. Second, the second features of informal organization is behavior. So behavior of the individuals in informal organization is depends on the mutual understanding among themselves. So in case of informal organizations, there is no standard pattern of behavior, right? So they can behave as per their wish. Okay. So that is the second features of informal organization. It is all about the friendship or the mutual understanding between superior and subordinate or among those employees. Next, the third features of informal organization is no channels of communication. No channels of communication. So in case of formal structures, so there is a proper channels of communication. The first one is top level, second one is middle level, and third one is lower level, right? So if the lower level management have some doubts or have some issues, so they can't directly communicate with top level management. So first they have to communicate with middle level management, and middle level management they will communicate with top level management. But in case of informal organization, there is no channels of communication. So straight away, lower level management they can communicate with top level management, and top level management they can communicate with lower level management. So it can flow from anywhere to anywhere, either from top level or middle level or lower level. That is called no channels of communication. Next, the fourth one is no organization structure. Okay, so in case of informal organization, there is no organizational structure, or there is no system of job position, or there is no superior subordinate relationship. But in case of formal organization, there is a organizational structure. So first to managing director, so below that will have various department, right? So in case of divisional structures, so first managing director, below that division 1, division 2, division 3, like that. So under each divisions will have various department. But in case of informal organizations, will not follow any kind of organization structures. Okay, so these are the important features of important features of informal organization. The first one is origination, second one is behavior, third one is no channels of communication, and the last one is no organization structure. And next we'll move on to advantages of informal organization. So let us discuss what are the advantages of informal organization. The first advantage is faster communication. So the most important advantage of informal organization is free flow of communications from top level to lower level. So easily we can or freely we can communicate from top level to middle level to lower level, or from top level to lower level, or from lower level to top level. So that will be a most important advantage. For example, if an employee having some issues regarding the salary or regarding the facilities which is given by organization, here in informal organization he have the right to go and talk with the top level management. So such kind of social interaction or such kind of social network is most important in case of informal organization. Next, second advantage is fulfill social needs. Fulfill social needs. So as we all know that social needs or fulfillment of social needs is also objective of the organization. So mainly organizational objectives can be classified into three types. The first one is organizational objective, second one is social objectives, third one is personal objectives. So in case of organizational objectives, the main intention of any organization is to earn profit, right, or survive or growth. So the second one is social objectives. The social objectives is all about fulfillment or satisfaction the employees while giving proper salaries to them, or while giving some proper wages to them, or giving some facilities and all. So third one is personal interaction. Personal interaction in the sense we have to fulfillment of the employees and all, right? So while involving some charitable works like that, right? So here through informal organizations we can satisfy the employees, because here they can communicate with the employees, they can communicate with the superiors. So if they have any problem or if they have any feelings or emotions, here they have some place in order to convey their emotions or convey their messages or convey their feelings to the superiors. So that is called fulfill social needs and wants. Easily they can fulfill their social needs and wants in case of informal organization. Next, the third advantage of informal organization is removes difficulties of formal organization. Difficulties of formal organization. So in case of formal organization, employees face some kind of difficulties, right? Because they have to behave like this, they have to follow these kinds of channels, they have to work, they have to follow certain methods and all. But in case of informal organization, there is no such kind of difficulties, because it will be helpful for the employees in order to maintain the good relationship, or the employees can help each other because they can share their problems, either it may be personal problems, and also they can share their personal experience with their boss. That is called removes difficulties of formal organization. So these are the important advantages of informal organization. The first one is faster communication, second one is fulfill social needs, third one is removes difficulties of formal organization. Next, the next concept is disadvantages. Disadvantages of informal organization. So informal organizations not only give advantages, but apart from that it will also give some disadvantages. So let us discuss what are the disadvantages of informal organization. The first one is spreads rumors. So informal organizations, that will be a beneficiary for the organizations to the some extent, right? Regular checkup and watch is necessary. Otherwise, the employees will spread some rumors or gossip. So that leads to spoil the name of the entire organization. So that is most drawback of the informal organization. Simply they are spreading some gossips or rumors. So because of that reasons, we may face huge number of loss in future. Second, the second drawback is resistance to change. Resistance to change. So in case of formal organizations, everything it will follow in, or it will flow in a systematic way, or it will flow in a order way or command way. But in case of informal organizations, here there is no command, or here there is no proper way of instructions, right? So due to such reasons, so in order to success for the implementation of any changes, or in order to implement any kind of modifications, so obviously the employees will oppose such kind of things, because it will be a burden for the employees in order to change themselves, in order to modify themselves, right? So that act as a drawback here. So they will not satisfied with those changes, or they will oppose to that changes. Next, the third disadvantage of informal organization is it cannot exist. It cannot exist. So if we follow the informal organizations in our organization, means we can't exist, or we can't survive, or we can't grow for longer period of time, because here there is no systematic way of production, here there is no proper rules and regulation, here there is no proper channels of communication, here there is no superior subordinate relationship. Here there is no fixation of job positions and all. So because of such negativity, we can't survive for longer period of time. So these are the drawbacks of informal organization. The first one is spreads rumors, second one is resistance to change, third one is it cannot exist. Thank you.